The 2026 NFL Draft marks a pivot point for the league as a new wave of offensive tacticians and defensive masterminds take over the sidelines. With a historic run on day one processors at quarterback and a deep pool of elite trench talent, front offices are prioritizing high IQ playmakers over raw projects. This mock draft reflects a league-wide shift towards positionless defense and the spacing revolution on offense. For the franchises holding top picks, the pressure to secure a generational blue-chip prospect has never been higher as the gap between contenders and pretenders narrows. Scouts have praised this class for its technical refinement, noting that the mental jump from college to the pros is being bridged by more sophisticated collegiate schemes. We are seeing a renaissance in the trenches, particularly at offensive tackle, where a deep class of bookend prospects is expected to redefine the first round. As the clock begins to tick in Indianapolis, the strategies of general managers will finally be laid bare for a global audience. From franchise quarterbacks to lockdown defensive erasers, these are the 32 players set to shape the NFL for the next decade. The following selections are based on current team needs, recent coaching hires, and the evolving philosophy of modern pro football. Let's dive into the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft to see how the future of the league unfolds. The Las Vegas Raiders usher in the Clint Kubiak era by securing a high-processing pilot for his West Coast-inspired system. Mendoza is a timing and touch specialist whose elite anticipation and gritty pocket presence allowed him to carve up Big Ten defenses with surgical precision. He lacks a bazooka arm, but his 70% completion rate and ability to throw receivers open makes him the safest bet to stabilize a franchise in rebuild mode. While he can occasionally trust his RPO reads too much, his mental toughness is exactly what this locker room needs. Mendoza brings a coach on the field mentality that will allow the Raiders to expand their playbook from the first snap of training camp. He'll find an immediate favorite target in Brock Bowers, ensuring the offense stays on schedule during critical third down situations. Las Vegas banking on his high floor signifies a desire to end the quarterback carousel once and for all. Possessing the rare frame to stack offensive tackles at the point of attack and the elite speed to chase down ball carriers sideline to sideline, Arvell Reese is the ultimate defensive chess piece. The Jets, now under the leadership of head coach Aaron Glenn, land a blue chip athlete looking to redefine the unit's identity. His primary value lies in his versatility, as he can comfortably slide between an off-ball linebacker role and a stand-up edge rusher. While his pass rush moves are still evolving, his raw explosiveness makes him a nightmare to block in space when he is allowed to hunt. He brings a violent, high-motor temperament to a unit that is desperate for a tone setter in the front seven. By adding this physical anomaly, the Jets ensure they have a defender capable of erasing modern athletic tight ends. This pick signals a commitment to a fast, physical, and positionless defensive philosophy in New York. Sonny Styles is a 6'4" physical anomaly who can play virtually anywhere in the secondary, acting as a big nickel or a traditional safety. He is the rare defender who can erase athletic tight ends in man coverage or act as a downhill thumper in the box against heavy run sets. Because of his massive frame, he can occasionally struggle with deep transitions, but his spatial awareness is top tier for a player of his age. He gives the Cardinals the luxury of staying in base personnel against spread offenses, providing a vital counter to the NFC West creative schemes. Styles' football IQ is his greatest asset, allowing him to check the defense into the right look before the ball is even snapped. He'll act as a versatile eraser on the back end, minimizing explosive plays and providing a safety valve for the quarterbacks. This selection highlights Arizona's need for a versatile playmaker who can match the physicality of the division. Widely considered the most bendable pass rusher in this class, Bailey possesses a ghost step that leaves veteran offensive tackles reaching at air. The Titans enter a new chapter under head coach Robert Saleh, who immediately looks to replicate his history of building elite defensive fronts. His ability to dip and rip around the edge is a specialized skill that translates perfectly to a team needing to ignite its perimeter rush. While he needs to add bulk to his lower half to anchor against the run, his production on third downs is already historic. He gives Tennessee a true double-digit sack threat who can consistently collapse the pocket from the outside. Saleh's defensive philosophy relies on a dominant four-man rush, and Bailey provides the high-end athleticism required to make that system work. He brings a hot motor that never quits, fitting the blue-collar culture of Nashville perfectly. The John Harbaugh era begins in New York with the selection of a blue-chip general for the Giants secondary. Caleb Downs is a master of spatial awareness, often appearing to know the route concepts before the quarterback even begins his motion. He acts as the ultimate center fielder, protecting the back end and allowing the cornerbacks to play more aggressive press man coverage. His flawless wrap-up technique ensures that big plays are minimized, providing a reliable safety valve for the entire unit. Harbaugh has always valued high pedigree leaders, and Downs brings a culture setter mentality that will stabilize the Giants' defense. While safety isn't always a top 5 priority, his ability to diagnose plays instantly makes him a generational prospect. He will likely be the green dot communicator for the defense by the middle of his rookie season. A gravity-defying route runner who creates separation through sheer technical brilliance rather than just raw speed. Cardinal Tate is exactly what Cleveland needs. Head coach Todd Monken grabs a target with glue trap hands and a massive catch radius, making him one of the most reliable prospects in collegiate history. He'll slot in as the perfect chain mover for an offense that has struggled with consistency on the perimeter. While he isn't a high-end yards after catch threat, his ability to win in contested catch situations is invaluable for any signal caller. The Browns are prioritizing technical refinement over athletic projects, and Tate is the most polished receiver on the board. He provides a physical presence that can win at all 3 levels of the field, especially in the red zone. Tate's route running floor ensures he will be a high volume target from day 1 in this offense. Explosiveness is the name of the game for Jeremiah Love, an elite track athlete with the vision of a seasoned veteran. The Commanders land a player capable of turning a routine carry into a 60-yard highlight, acting as the primary engine for their backfield. He creates a terrifying dual-threat tandem with Jaden Daniels, forcing defensive coordinators to respect the ground game of every snap. Although his pass protection needs refinement, his natural hands make him a lethal weapon in the screen game and as a slot hybrid. Washington is building an offense that demands a spy on every single play, and Love's lateral agility is the perfect fit. He possesses the long speed to erase pursuit angles and the contact balance to stay upright through arm tackles. This selection signals a commitment to a high-speed running attack that can dominate in transition. Ruben Bain is a wrecking ball, with a low center of gravity that allows him to displace even the league's strongest guards when he slides inside. The Saints' offense is now under Kellen Moore, but the team uses this pick to bolster a defensive front that needs more violence. He lacks prototypical arm length, but his ability to win the leverage battle makes him a consistent disruptor in the run and pass game. While his lateral agility is only average, his relentless motor and inside-out versatility are unmatched in this tier. The Saints are drafting for power and reliability, securing a high-floor starter who wins through sheer force of will. He brings a violent physical presence to a unit that has lacked a consistent interior-exterior threat for years. Bain's ability to collapse the pocket from multiple spots will make life much easier for the Saints secondary. The Chiefs move up to secure a 330-pound tackle with the footwork of a much smaller man. Mauigoa is a mauler who can clear entire lanes for his backs, but his true value lies in his elite pass protection floor. He possesses the knockback power to stall bull rushers and the lateral speed to mirror elite speed rushers on the edge. While his hand placement can occasionally be erratic, his physical traits are perennial Pro Bowl caliber. He provides the elite protection necessary to keep the Chiefs' window of dominance wide open for the next decade. Kansas City landing a foundational bookend signifies a desire to return to a trenches-first offensive philosophy. He will be expected to start immediately and act as the primary protector for the league's most valuable asset, Patrick Mahomes. Zach Taylor adds a sticky man coverage specialist to help counter the elite passing attacks of the AFC North. Delane has elite ball skills and a knack for high-pointing the football, often playing more like a wide receiver in the air. He thrives when asked to shadow top targets, allowing the Bengals defensive coordinator to be more aggressive with blitz packages. While his thin frame is a minor concern against power wideouts, his recovery speed is among the best in the class. He brings a lockdown mentality to a secondary that needs to minimize big plays to compete for another Super Bowl. Delane's ability to survive on an island is a massive asset in a league that is increasingly favoring the passing game. He provides a competitive edge that will be felt immediately in the Bengals' defensive backfield. Makai Lemon is a quick twitch technician who specializes in creating instant separation in the short and intermediate game. He is at his best in the slot, where his lateral agility makes him nearly impossible to jam at the line of scrimmage. He brings a high volume target who keeps the chains moving and thrives in a high pace, spacing oriented system. While he lacks elite long speed, his high football IQ ensures he is always the open option for his quarterback. He provides a different dimension to the Dolphins' offense, acting as the reliable pressure valve when deep shots are taken away. Lemon is an elite route runner who understands how to manipulate zone coverages to find the soft spots. His addition ensures that Miami remains the most diverse and difficult offense to cover in the AFC. The Cowboys defense gets a twitchy pass rush specialist with a lightning quick first step and elite bend. Howell excels at running the hoop and possesses a devastating spin move that consistently catches offensive tackles off balance. While his run defense needs bulk and discipline, his value as a third down closer is undeniable in today's NFL. Dallas is betting on his elite athleticism to eventually develop into a perennial double-digit sack threat on the perimeter. He brings a high-energy presence to the defensive line, ensuring the Cowboys can maintain a relentless pass rush throughout the game. His ability to finish plays in the backfield will be a major asset for a team looking to win with defensive pressure. Howell represents the next generation of athletic rushers who can win with pure speed. Sean McVay adds an alpha wideout who's been a focal point of his offense since his freshman year in college. Tyson is a 3-level threat with elite ball tracking skills and an uncanny ability to make spectacular catches on deep passes. He provides a diverse array of skills, including the ability to win on the boundary and create significant yards after the catch. Although his route tree was somewhat limited in college, his natural scoring instincts are already pro caliber. The Rams are banking on his massive catch radius to redefine their passing attack for the next era of their franchise. Tyson's vertical speed forces safeties to play deep, opening up the middle of the field for their existing weapons. He is the missing piece for an offense that thrives on creativity and explosive passing plays. Protection is the priority in Baltimore, as the Ravens utilize this return pick to support their franchise quarterback, Lamar Jackson, with a technically sound offensive lineman. Fernando possesses the most refined pass set footwork in the 2026 class, making him incredibly difficult to beat with pure speed. While he isn't a glass eater in the run game, his ability to secure blocks and seal off lanes is elite. He provides a high-floor starter who can help the Ravens establish a more consistent and reliable offensive line from the jump. Baltimore values his pro-ready film and his history of elite production against top-tier collegiate competition. Fauno's discipline and hand placement make him a day-one starter at right tackle. His arrival signals a serious investment in the health and longevity of their franchise signal caller. He is a high-IQ blocker who fits the physical identity of the AFC North perfectly. Kenyon Sadiq is a mismatch piece who is too fast for linebackers and too big for safeties. He excels in the seam and as a red zone weapon, using his vertical leap to snatch touchdowns over helpless defenders. Although the blocking is a work in progress, his dynamic receiving profile makes him a nightmare for defensive coordinators to game plan against. He brings an offensive weapon that can be deployed anywhere from the backfield to the boundary, adding a new dimension to the Bucs' attack. Sadiq's ability to create yards after the catch is rare for a player of his size and weight. This pick signals a move towards a more versatile and explosive offensive scheme in Tampa Bay now that Mike Evans is out. He is the ultimate security blanket for a team needing to stay efficient in the red zone. The Jets continue their defensive overhaul by adding a disciplined athlete with elite recovery speed for their secondary. Jermod McCoy excels in zone-heavy systems where spatial awareness and ability to read the quarterback's eyes allow him to create turnovers. He provides a reliable perimeter defender who can match up with the AFC East's diverse and speedy group of receivers. While questions about his long-term deep speed linger, his GPS on the field remains top tier for a cornerback. New York is investing in a defensive-first identity, ensuring they have the depth to survive a long, grueling season. McCoy's technique and footwork are among the most polished in the 2026 draft class, even though he is coming back from a major injury. He brings a professional approach to the secondary that will help stabilize the back end. Dan Campbell lands a mountain of a man who fits the Lions' physical blue-collar culture like a glove. Caden Proctor is a devastating run blocker with the raw power to cave in entire sides of the defensive line on a single play. He brings a mauling mentality to an offensive line that already prides itself on being the most physical in the league. While elite speed rushers can occasionally catch him leaning, his dominance in the ground game is unmatched in this class. Detroit secures a blue-collar bookend who will make their rushing attack even more dominant for years to come. Proctor's presence ensures the Lions can stay true to their identity as a power rushing team even against elite fronts. He's the type of player who sets the tone for the entire offensive unit. High volume tackling is the specialty of Dylan Thieneman, who also happens to possess the ball skills of an elite cornerback. Minnesota adds a player with the range to cover sideline to sideline and the football IQ to act as a leader for the back end. He provides the Vikings with a versatile defender who can play in the box, over the slot, or as a single high safety. While he can occasionally take over aggressive angles downhill, his playmaking ability is a game changer for a unit needing more turnovers. Thieneman's ability to diagnose plays quickly makes him a perfect fit for a modern multiple front defense. He brings a blue-collar work ethic and a high motor to every single snap. His addition gives the Vikings a reliable eraser who can clean up mistakes at the second level. Panthers head coach Dave Canales looks to bolster the pass rush with a versatile disruptor who possesses one of the deepest bags in the draft. Mesidor utilizes a double hand swipe and a slick ghost step to consistently find his way to the quarterback. While he is a bit of a tweener in size, his eye discipline and relentless motor make him a constant threat on every down. He brings a veteran-like poise to a young defensive unit, providing leadership and a history of high sack production. Mesidor's ability to win one-on-one matchups is exactly what the Panthers need to compete in the NFC South. This pick reflects a commitment to building a disruptive and versatile defensive front in Carolina. He is a high-floor prospect who will likely lead the team in pressures as a rookie. A technician with the sticky man coverage skills that run in his family. Terrell is a pure man-to-man specialist. He excels at squeezing receivers to the sideline and minimizing their windows, rarely getting fooled by double moves. While his lack of elite size is a minor concern, his discipline and footwork are already pro-caliber. Dallas continues to prioritize high pedigree defenders to shore up their secondary in an increasingly pass-heavy league. Terrell's ability to read routes and jump passing lanes will result in high turnover production over time. He provides a reliable island corner who can take away an opponent's second or third option. His arrival allows the Cowboys defensive coordinator to get more creative with their blitz packages. The Steelers take a shot on the elite talent of Ty Simpson, a mobile passer with a live arm. Simpson excels at making plays out of structure, showing the ability to throw accurately on the run and extend drives with his legs. While his decision-making can be inconsistent at times, his raw tools are among the best in the 2026 class. Pittsburgh is betting on their staff to refine his talent into a franchise-altering starter who can win with his arm or his legs. Simpson brings a home run threat to an offense that has lacked explosive plays under center for several years. This pick signals a bold new direction for the Steelers' offensive identity. He's the ultimate gamble that could pay off with a decade of championship contention. Jim Harbaugh gets his prototypical tough guy lineman to lead the charge in the trenches. Ione is a mountain of a man who provides elite interior stability and a devastating anchor in pass protection. He is a dominant lead blocker in the run game, possessing the strength to move massive interior defenders at will. While his hand placement can occasionally lead to holding calls, his dominance in the trenches is undeniable. Los Angeles gets a foundational piece who fits their physical, ground and pound identity. Ione's arrival ensures the Chargers can control the line of scrimmage and protect their franchise quarterback. He is a plug-and-play starter who will improve the rushing average from day one. Monroe Freeling is an athletic marvel at tackle, possessing the long levers and fluid movement skills that make him a perfect fit for Philadelphia's pull-heavy run scheme. He excels in space, showing the ability to find and neutralize targets on screens and second-level blocks. He currently lacks the functional strength to handle the NFL's premier power rushers, which may require a year of redshirting in the weight room. He brings the Eagles a high-ceiling project who can develop under their elite offensive line coaching staff. Philadelphia continues their trend of drafting Georgia Bulldogs to anchor their future roster. Caleb Lomu is a finisher at left tackle, playing with a nasty streak and the technical prowess to neutralize elite elite edge rushers. He excels in zone blocking schemes, showcasing exceptional lateral movement and the ability to wash out defenders on the perimeter. He needs to continue adding weight to his frame to handle the sheer density of NFL defensive ends, but his light feet and recovery speed are already pro caliber. He brings the Browns a versatile bookend who can start at either tackle spot, providing essential security for their offensive backfield. Cleveland continues to prioritize the trenches to maintain their physical offensive identity. Caleb Banks is a 6'6" physical specimen who overwhelms opposing offensive lines with his imposing length and explosive first step. He's a versatile disruptor who can play anywhere from nose tackle to 3-tech, making him a valuable chess piece for any defensive coordinator. His pad level can get too upright, which causes him to lose the leverage battle against shorter, more powerful guards. He brings the Bears a dominant interior presence to anchor the run defense and provide a consistent push in the passing game. Chicago secures a disruptive force who makes everyone else on the defensive line better by commanding double teams. Denzel Boston is the prototype X receiver, combining a 6'4" frame with a massive catch radius and elite contested catch ability. He's a plus-level route runner for his size, showing the ability to create separation at the top of his routes and find soft spots in zone coverage. His top-end speed is a question mark, meaning he may not consistently run away from NFL corners on vertical routes. He brings the Bills a physical presence at receiver that they've been missing for years, providing Josh Allen with a reliable red zone target to pair next to DJ Moore. Buffalo adds a winning starter who thrives in physical, clutch situations. CJ Allen is a green dot leader who's rapidly improved his zone coverage skills, often reacting and closing on throws before the quarterback even finishes his motion. He is a great communicator who ensures his teammates are always aligned correctly, acting as the on-field coach for the defense. His lateral agility is good, but not elite, meaning he may struggle in man coverage against the league's fastest running backs. He brings the 49ers a smart physical linebacker who fits their scheme-heavy defensive philosophy perfectly. San Francisco secures a foundational piece for their front seven who will be a tackle leader for years. Blake Miller is a tough, scrappy, tenacious blocker who has started nearly every game for Clemson over the last 4 seasons. He's an enforcer in the run game, capable of mauling defenders and creating pileups that open massive lanes for his running backs. His hand combat can sometimes feel more like a barroom brawl than a precision strike, which may lead to some issues against technically sound NFL rushers. He brings the Texans a plug-and-play starter on the right side to protect CJ Stroud and stabilize their offensive line. Houston values his extensive playing history and has never missed a snap durability. Casey Concepcion is an explosive playmaker who exceeded all expectations by leading his team in scrimmage yards as a mere freshman. He is a dynamic threat in the slot, where his precision route running and yards after catch ability make him a constant headache for defensive coordinators. His lack of prototypical size means he will likely be limited to a slot receiver or gadget role, rather than a full-time outside X receiver. He brings the Chiefs a versatile offensive weapon who fits the Andy Reid creativity mold perfectly. Kansas City adds yet another piece to their dynamic offense, ensuring Mahomes has unlimited options. Sean Payton adds a physical cornerstone to anchor his defensive front and stop the run in a division filled with elite backs. Woods is a powerhouse interior defender who can play any position on the line, commanding double teams on nearly every snap. He provides a disruptive interior presence that will make life much easier for the Broncos' edge rushers. While his pass rush moves are still developing, his bull rush and leverage are already elite. Denver secures a high-floor starter who's widely respected for his leadership and work ethic. Wood's presence will force opposing offenses to commit extra resources to the middle of the line. He represents the physical identity that Payton wants to establish in Denver. Auburn's Keldrick Folk is a prototypical defender who's as dominant against the run as he is as a pass rusher. He's a 280-pound physical specimen with the size and length to collapse pockets from the outside while maintaining his gap integrity. He fits perfectly into the Patriots' scheme-heavy philosophy, providing the toughness and discipline required to win in the AFC East. While he lacks elite bend, his discipline and strength make him a nightmare for offensive tackles to handle over 4 quarters. The Patriots add a versatile, high-effort starter who prioritizes toughness and team-first play. Falk's ability to set the edge is a foundational trait for a defense. He is a high-floor prospect who will be a leader in the locker room. Eliminating pursuit angles is exactly what Jadarian Price does best. using elite acceleration and contact balance to turn small gains into long scores. The Seahawks close out the first round by adding a home run threat who brings an explosive dimension to their backfield. He provides a threat that must be accounted for on every snap, opening up the passing game for their existing weapons. While his medical history will be a talking point, his ceiling as a game changer is as high as anyone's in the 2026 class. Seattle secures a tough, disciplined runner who adds a dynamic new dimension to their offense. Price's ability to contribute in the passing game makes him a true three-down threat in the modern NFL. The conclusion of the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft leaves the league in a state of high anticipation for the coming season. We saw a clear emphasis on the trenches this year, as teams moved to protect their quarterbacks and disrupt opposing backfields with high motor talent. This draft also highlighted the premium placed on mental processing, with the rise of cerebral prospects who can manage complex NFL schemes immediately. For the fans in Indianapolis and watching at home, the infusion of these 32 athletes represents a fresh wave of hope and championship aspirations. While the first round gets the headlines, the success of these franchises will ultimately be determined by how these rookies integrate into their team cultures. The shift towards positionless defense was undeniable tonight, as versatile athletes like Arvell, Reese, and Sonny went off the board early. Now that the initial frenzy has subsided, the focus shifts to the later rounds, where hidden gems and depth pieces will be unearthed to round out these rosters. Every franchise leaves the podium tonight feeling like they have secured a piece of the puzzle that will lead them back to the Super Bowl. As these players head to their new cities, the real work of professional football begins in the weight rooms and the meeting halls. The 2026 class is officially on the clock to prove they belong among the elite of the sporting world. It has been a historic night that will likely be dissected by analysts and fans for years to come.